I'm kind of right down low, I'm almost in the mud. Well, I am in the mud actually, which has made it quite tricky to get the tripod nice and stable. Sometimes you can repeat yourself a bit too much. Now, having said that, even the same or a very similar composition can look very different depending on the conditions. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I came out, literally I had 2 hours available, so I've got in the car, driven 25 minutes to get to Amadourio Reservoir, got here about an hour before sunset, but the sun has already gone behind some fairly thick cloud there. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of colours, but you never know. I've been kind of searching around looking for a composition. On the plus side, it's pretty calm and still, so we've got some reflections. But I have found a composition that I think might work. So what I've got is the reeds in the foreground, then some land, there's the dam on the left-hand side with some reflections in. We've got reflections of the hills, then the hills themselves, then the sky above. I'm shooting with a 16mm lens, 16mm, just to fit everything in basically. And I'm focusing on infinity. f11 gives me plenty of depth of field for this scene because the reeds in the foreground are not that close to the lens, and 1/20th of a second. Okay, I've come right down now to the water's edge and I've got a shot that might work. I'm kind of right down low, I'm almost in the mud. Well, I am in the mud actually, which has made it quite tricky to get the tripod nice and stable, but I found a little bit of rock that I can just wedge the forward leg on, and that's helping. I've got a set of rocks just beneath the surface of the water heading out, and they lead the eye out to the dam over on the left hand side, which is being reflected, and then also the hills, which are also being reflected, and then we've got some quite nice cloud patterns above. And just as an added bonus, in the water there's all these sort of kind of like dead reeds sticking up, which adds a little bit of extra interest, I think. Because I'm really close to the foreground, I'm going to focus stack, so I'm shooting with the 16-35 lens on at 16mm, circular polarizer on. I've not dialed it in too much because I don't want to kill the reflections, but it's just helping to pull the details out in the rocks that are just beneath the surface of the water. I'm really close to the foreground rocks. I'm going to take 3 shots and focus stack them. So one will be on the hills in the background, so pretty much infinity. One will be on the rocks right in the foreground, and one will be on the rocks just a little way into the image. f11, ISO 64, half a second. Okay, we're past sunset. I think there's time for one more shot, one more simple composition. And all I'm going to use is a view with some reeds in the foreground, reflections in the water of the hills and even the bigger mountain over in the background, and then obviously the hill and the mountain in the background, and then the sky. I'm putting the hills and the mountains right the way across the middle of the frame. The foreground is the reeds and the water, and then right in the top is the sky. 16 to 35 lens, about 19 or 20 millimeters. F11, 1 second, ISO 64, no need to focus stack. Nothing's too close to the front of the lens. Looks quite nice. That's it, we're well past sunset. I don't think anything more exciting is going to happen now. One of the things about coming back to a location time and time again is sometimes you can repeat yourself a bit too much, and I'm not sure if that's what I've done here today. It may be that I've shot two similar compositions to what I've done before. Now, having said that, even the same or very similar composition can look very different depending on the conditions, so it might be that I've got something quite nice. I wasn't expecting great things from this afternoon. I literally had 2 hours available with other things going on, so I just jumped in the car and drove up here and quickly rushed around to see what I could find. But it's been a pleasant evening. It's actually reasonably warm today. In fact, I'm a bit too warm with a sweatshirt on. But I think now is the time to look at making the trudge back up from the bank, up the hill, back to where the car's parked, and heading for home. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, and you haven't done already, maybe you'd consider hitting the subscribe button. That would be much appreciated. Don't forget the little alarm bell, means you get a notification every time a new video comes out as well. Likes and shares, always appreciated, and I'd love to hear from you, so comments go down below. And that's it. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and until the next one, bye.